Alright, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Kal Halayim La Alahayanawa, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Makar Kudash, Shalom Wa Barakim, Labakarim Yasha Allah, Wa Shin Kabad, Gawal Kwab, Zaquanim Nuwa, Waha Shal Yakim Nuwa Yasha Allah, Ba'aith. Alright, giving all praises to the Most High Yahweh, it's the Heavenly Father's name, in the name of His Son Yahweh Shai, peace and blessings be upon the elect of Israel. Double honors to our elders and apostles of Israel in these times, known as Great Millstone in English, in the Hebrew Gawal Wakub, and peace and blessings to the elect again. Of course, I do these videos for. Shalom Barakim to you, peace and blessings to you, the Akim Akwatim Abanim Yasha Allah. This video is going to be a quick prayer for us laborers, specifically the men that are out there week in and week out. Slack, get adjusted here. They'll go out week in and week out to labor to teach our people, all right, in the highways and hedges. Because a lot of our people, some of them know they're Israelites, some of them don't. The ones that do, they don't know everything. They still need to be taught. The elect is out there. There's still things they need to be taught, and the laborers are the ones to do that. So this is going to be a quick prayer to send more laborers. It's based off of Mark, what Yahushua said here in, not Mark, Matthew 9:35. I'm just going to go into it. I had a few points I also want to make too, so I'll brought out the spirit wills. I can remember, bring those out, and that'll be edifying to the body of Yahushua. This is Matthew 9:35, and it says, and Yahushua went about all the cities and villages, teaching in their synagogues and preaching the gospel, the Tawab Debarim of the kingdom, Hamalakwath, and healing every sickness and every disease among the people. But when he saw the multitudes, he was moved with compassion on them, because they fainted and were scattered abroad, and as sheep having no shepherd. All right. And in this instance, the sheep would represent the harvest. The nation of Israel that's waking up. The shepherd is the one that labors, watches over the sheep. All right. Gives the sheep instruction, corrects the sheep. All right. Sincerity and truth. All right. That's the duty. It says, Matthew 9:37. Then saith he unto his disciples, the harvest truly is plenteous, but the laborers are few. All right. The harvest truly is plenteous means what? You have all of the tribes, they're waking up to who they are. By mass amounts of Israelites are returning, call themselves returning to the power. Some of them are not calling on the right names. Some of them are not keeping the customs correctly, or they're doing it deceitfully. And that's another job of a laborer. All right. Just like a shepherd of a sheep have to be aware of wolves. All right. Now, also, let me read what he said again. It says, the harvest truly is plenteous, but the laborers are few. Right, so the laborers are few. There are still able bodies, all right, able men out there to teach, all right, and be laborers and bring forth this truth. And so that's what this prayer is for. That's why Yahushua said this, pray ye there for the Lord of the harvest, that he will send forth laborers into his harvest. All right, and the Lord of the harvest, all right, goes into our master, Yahushua. All right, now in the Hebrew, when you go to that, this is Matthew 9. You can see 38 over here on the right. It's going to start at this where the semicolon is. Lakan, therefore, ha tha chanunwa, all right, which I think that means supplication, if I'm not mistaken. I had to look that one up. Al Baal. Now this word Baal simply means master when you look it up. So if you see this is the Ba, the I, and there should be another top piece. This is Allah right here, Baal. So this actually means master when you look it up here. All right, you see up here, it means owner, master, husband. Now it also heavily used by the Canaanites because they were Hebrews too. They use it for their God, but it also means master, and it comes up in the scriptures as well. other places where it says the master of, or it basically the master or the Lord of. All right. So in the prayer, before I get to the prayer, I just want to speak on something else. All right, I want to bring this out here. It's a little lengthy, but it's going to be edifying. It's going to tie in. It says, this is Luke 14 and 16, the parable of Yahushua. It says, this is part of the labor too, going into these scriptures, explaining these things. All right, it says, then said he unto him, a certain man made a great supper and bade many, and sent his servant at supper time to say unto them that were bidden, come, for all things are now ready. All right, this is speaking about that marriage. All right, it says, and they all with one consent began to make excuses. All right, you have a lot of our people, all right, specifically the men that know they could be laboring, and they have excuses. All right, it says, the first said unto him, I have bought a piece of ground and must needs go and see it. I pray thee, have me excused. And I personally literally have heard this excuse, all right, which provides validity, all right, makes this valid and solidifies my faith in Yahweh Shai. Well, this parable that he spoke forth. It says, and another said, I have bought 5 yoke of oxen, and I go to prove them. I pray thee, have me excused. And another said, I have married a wife, and therefore I cannot come, which this literally happened too, all right, recently. All right, was that I've heard, in Yashar Allah, and it's not just that once; it's many. All right, the scripture says they shall be drunken, given into marriage. All right, seeking after their own lusts, like in the time of Noah. All right, moving forward here, Yahweh Shah said in the parable, Luke 14:21, so that the servant came and showed his lord these things. Then the master of the house, being angry, said to his servant, go out quickly into the streets and lanes of the city and bring forth. See that? Go out quickly into the streets and the lanes of the city and bring in hither the poor, the maimed, and the halt, and the blind. And the servant said, Lord, it is done, and thou hast commanded, and yet there is room. Right, there's still room. All right, there's still a lot of things that have to plan out as far as prophecy goes. Well, not a lot of, actually, a lot of prophecies are coming to pass and happening all at once. But obviously, there's still a grace period. All right, there's still time where there's still room for more laborers to come in. That's why Yahweh Shai said, pray ye therefore the laborers to go into the harvest. It says, and the Lord said unto the servant, go out into the city, go out into the highways and hedges, and compel them to come in, that my house may be fulfilled. But in that compelling, you have to teach. All right, you have to instruct, you have to correct, you have to build up. All right, and that's the job of a laborer. And that's what we want, that spirit. We want more laborers to come in so that way we can harvest what is being ripened. All right. It says, for I say unto you that none of those men which were bidden shall taste of my supper. Right. So you have some that have fell out. All right. You have some that have woke up, that have came to the harvest, but they became a degenerate plant. Their vine withered. They weren't rooted. All right. They got choked, like the parable about the seed. All right, verse 25, it says, and there went great multitudes with him, and he turned and said unto them, if any man see doubt, this is why there's not a lot of laborers, it's because of this right here. It says, if any man come to me and hate not his father and mother and wife and children and brethren and sisters, yea, in his own life also, he cannot be my disciple. Why? Because this world is totally against what Yahweh Shai stands for, and Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai Bashem Rakakwadash stands for. All right, so you are going to be separated literally from your mother, your wife, your father, your children, your brethren. They're not going to understand because we were chosen out of this world. All right, now to take that on, all right, that's the only way to. Well, I'm going to keep reading it here. All right, this is the job of a laborer. It says, and whosoever doeth not bear his cross and come after me cannot be my disciple. All right, and which you can replace disciple with laborer. All right, you cannot labor for Yahweh Shai if all these things are in your way. If you're prioritizing things outside of the truth first, all right, versus the truth of Yahweh Shai, laboring, all right, and trying to gather the elect through his words. Verse 28, so it says, for which of you intending to build a tower sitteth not down first, and counteth the cost, whether he have sufficient to finish it? Hey, and I did that, when I found out the truth. All right, and I pray Al-Baratazah continue to endure it and push out this truth, man, according to my lot and my measure. We always pray that we should try to live up to our measure and maximize that through the Spirit. All right, use that talent unto the end. All right, which is quatazah in the Hebrew. It says, less happily after he hath laid the foundation and is not able to finish it, and that behold, it begin to mock him, right? Because you have some laborers that come and they labor, they're great, they're on fire, they know all the scriptures breakdowns, they laboring, all right, but they don't finish it, all right. And some of those guys do get mocked and are still getting mocked, all right, meaning being made fun of, all right. Verse 30, it says, saying, this man began to build and was not able to finish. Or what king going to make war against another king sitteth not down first and consulteth whether he be able with 10,000 to meet him that cometh against him with 20,000? Or else, while the other is yet a great way off, he sendeth an ambassage, an ambassador basically, and desireth the conditions of peace. So likewise, whosoever he be of you that forsaketh not all that he hath cannot be my disciple. And that's why we had to pray for the laborers, because it takes a special spirit that Yahweh Ba'Shem Shah created to understand all, to count the cost of what is going to be lost in relationship to what is going to be gained. All right, so here's the prayer. I'm not going to prolong this anymore. I just wanted to bring that out to edify, of course. And of course, how the prayers will go, you would say Yahweh, Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, Ba'Shem Rakakwadash. And I took this from Matthew 9 and 38. You say, Most High, in the name of the Son, Babakusha, 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 Thapalathia, Shemai, Kaya, Ha Kwatazayar, Washalak, Pa'ayam, La Kwatazayar Yaka. All right, now what that means is, let me zoom in. Thapalathia, of course, is my prayer. Thapalathia, my prayer. Shemai, here. Kaya, for. Ha Kwatazayar is the harvest. All right, Ha, the Kwatazayar, harvest. Hear my prayer for the harvest. Washalak, and send. Pa'alim, laborers. La Kwatazayar Yaka, to thy harvest. So basically, in this quick prayer, you're basically saying, hear my prayer for the harvest and send laborers to the harvest. All right, it's just a quick prayer. You'd say Yahweh again, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, Ba'Shem Kakwadash, Babakusha, Babakusha, Thapalathia, Shemai, Kayak, HaKwatazayar, Washalak, Pa'ayim, La Kwatazayarka. Again, Thapalathia, Shemai, Shemai, Kaya, Ha Kwatazayar, Washalak, Pa'al Yam, La Kwatazayar Yaka. Alright. Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, Ba'Shem Rakakwadash, Thapalathia, Shemai, Kaya, Ha Kwatazayar, Washalak, Pa'ayam, La Kwatazayar Yaka. Hear my prayer for the harvest and send laborers to thy harvest. All right, and that, again, that's taken from Matthew. All right, what was recorded here in Matthew 9 and 38, where Yahweh Shai, I started 37 again. Yahweh Shai said, then saith he unto his disciples, the harvest truly is plenteous, but the laborers are few. Pray ye therefore the Lord of the harvest that he will send forth laborers into his harvest. And that's what we need. We need more laborers so we can get out of here. We can harvest this ripened and receive salvation. Abaratazah, we're of that number. All right, of the elect, the Akim, the Akwathim, Wabanim, Yasha Allah. All right. So again, I want to say, Kal Halayim, La Alahayanawa, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, Ba'Shem Kakwadash, Shalom to the elect. Double honors to our elders and apostles, known as Great Millstone in English in these times, and the Hebrew, Gawal Okab, Sheni Kabad Lakam. Shalom.